they lose some sounds, and that's the reason it becomes a little bit difficult to understand. No, if you pronounce incorrectly, that can affect your listening because you will expect other sounds, and if we are not familiar with what contractions and reductions happen, that's going to be even more difficult to understand. So the challenge is to understand people when they speak quickly, right? The more we can understand, the more retention we will have. That's basically the most important part. The importance of retention and how much information you can actually remember from from one um, from one set of information. Technically, let me collocate a section because precisely all this vocabulary and all these abilities that we saw last week, if you master them, you will be able to retain more information. And if you retain more information, you can work in an English environment with no problem at all. You can take English courses, no problem at all. You can watch movies in English, no subtitles, no problem at all. That's the key. And that's the importance of everything we saw last week. Finding retention and understanding more and more and more information. Here is when it gets tricky because you need uh, grammar. We need a little bit of grammar to know exactly how to separate big pieces of information, to understand what parts are important and to discriminate on parts that are not really important. So technically, we are going to take a classic course of um, a writing course that in Spanish, in our high school, we took it as a lectura y redacción. You know, it's very important to understand how to structure sentences in English in order to discriminate words that are not necessary and to take the information here. Also, use adverbs in order to summarize information in a quick way, to say more with less words. So these are going to be the objectives. Objectives of the course, technically. Saying more with less words. Learning how to use adverbs. And synonyms. Also, we're gonna discriminate important information from less important ones. This is basically learning clauses, phrases, and sentences. Learning how to what's the name? The opposite of literal expression is paraphrasing. Paraphrasing correctly using the tools that I mentioned above. And in the understanding section, in the comprehension section, is understanding comedy, jokes, and sarcasm. Because if you have the ability to understand that in another language, you are really on the other side. That's the part where everything becomes so easy to understand. this is going to be the emphasis that we are going to give during this course. The first part, and today as a relaxing start, as in start a relaxing kickoff. Are you familiar with the word kickoff?
Yes.
All right. Do you like American football?
No.
You don't like American football? Well,
No.
the word kickoff is an American football terminology that is precisely the first kick of the play of the game. Both teams separate each other into the court. Kickoff play. Kickoff return. What you see is an ad. I'm gonna skip it. And look at their position. These guys finish their turn, and it's these guys' turn. So what this player over here is going to do is to deliver the ball to the team. How do they do that? They kick it. And when they kick it, a person catches it. And let's see how many yards they can progress. Wherever they are stopped by the next team, this is where the first play is going to start. The idea is to catch a touchdown in the other side of the court. So the word kickoff is also used in meetings and in classes, etc., to begin. Let's see where they stopped. He gets a 20, he gets a 30, he gets a 40. Oh my God, he's going all the way. Jesus Christ, bye-bye. See you later, sayonara. He got a touchdown in the kickoff. Jesus Christ. That never happens. That's crazy. Anyway, the point is we're gonna kick off today with a little comprehension, and we're gonna do some exercises on this.
Teacher,
Every week. Yes, tell me, man.
kickoff is when you are starting something, right?
When you are talking? What do you mean?
Starting.
Starting,
And dive in.
And can you repeat?
And dive in.
Oh, dive in is when you submerge yourself for the first time. It's similar to the kickoff, but it's a metaphor of swimming. You know, the jump you make before you swim and you explore the ocean. You dive in. You prepare your oxygen tank and you jump. You know?
But are synonyms? They are synonyms?
Of course. The metaphor is different, a different sport, but it's a synonym. Let's dive in. Let's kick off with.
Okay.
That's right. This is going to be a challenge. There is comedy in this video, but let's see if you understand. 1, 2, 3, action.
I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. Don't ask me how.
Nice. I've never heard that. That's really good. I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved.
Why is that?
There was no second line. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke. What's that joke with a real belter? I think we laughed first because she didn't get it. Genuinely.
3 points. Suspensive points. Who understood the joke? If you say, hey, you know what, play it again, yeah, I can play it again.
Yes, teacher, you can play again.
Sure. Let's go again.
I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. Don't ask me how.
Nice. I've never heard that. That's really good. I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved.
Why is that?
I got it right now.
There was no second line. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke.
Isaac got the second one. Did you get it?
Yeah,
Okay. Tell me about the second one.
he said he said that he was surprised when the stationary how do you say the stationary, I don't remember what moved, no?
The stationery, I think she said store.
So
Stationery
yeah,
Uh-huh.
oh, that's because it's supposed it doesn't move, no?
Okay, close. You're very close. It's supposed not to move because the word stationary, it's spelled like this. Look at the spelling, eh?
Stationary.
Stationa. And this is Statione.
Ah, okay.
So technically you are explaining the joke without getting it. What is a stationary? Let's go to Google and let's search with the stationary with E and look at what I got. Please read this, Carlita.
Personal is stationary. I'm not sure if the pronunciation is correct.
Try to pronounce it
Sta-
similar as what you heard on the video.
Stationary.
Exactly. Mhm.
Stationery refers to commercially manufactured writing materials, including coat paper, envelopes,
Pronunciation.
writing, envelope, no.
That's new stuff for you, right?
Yes,
Strong syllable. I know it's in.
envelope,
You are correct. But
envelope,
it's not in. The sound?
envelope,
Envelope, exactly.
Envelop.
This is envelope
envelope.
for letters and for documents.
Okay,
This is an envelope. This is an envelope.
envelope.
You put paper in it. Documents, not paper, documents.
Okay. Including coat papers, envelopes, writing, implements, continuous form paper, and other office supplies. Stationery includes materials to be written or by hand or by written.
What is the past participle of write?
Written, wrote,
Okay, let's go again. Write in present. Wrote in
Write.
past.
written,
Exactly.
Written.
It's not written.
written,
Written.
no, written.
What was that?
Okay. Okay. Stationery includes materials to be written on by hand or by equipment, such as computer printers.
Correct. So you can see personal stationery. Everything you need for your office is called stationery. So whenever you are thinking in stationery stores, can you give me an example of it?
Lumen or Office Depot
Lumen,
are
Office
an example.
Depot, very good, Office Max. So imagine the face of this girl when they say, I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved. She's not understanding the joke. Because he meant stationary, not moving. Of course, stationary exists. Both exist. Do you understand the joke now? Okay. So. Tell me, Chris. What's stuck?
The girl say the word stationary. The first
Oh
one.
no, let's repeat that section.
When the stationary, I've never heard that. That's really good. I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved.
Why is that?
Do you see? I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved. It's a game of words because he's saying stationary in both intentions. Actually, he's saying the stationary in this intention, and she is imagining this intention. That's the reason instantly when she says, why is that? He does that. It's like you didn't understand the joke. And she's still confused. Like in this moment, she's super confused. Like, what's the joke? Like us. Then her friend explains. It's stationary, bro. That's why he was surprised, because the store was stationary. The store was not supposed to move. If you understand the joke, you can react with a laugh. If you don't understand the joke, you can react with any other emoji, whichever you like. Isaac did it with. You didn't understand the joke, Isaac?
No, I get it. I got it.
Okay. Yeah, it is like the other emojis are for when you don't understand. If you understand it,
No, but I like that one.
it was a nice one. It was a nice one, yes. And we can follow You Got the Chocolates. They're really good. Okay, let's see what happens with the first one.
Mate's meds last night. I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. Don't ask me how.
Who understands that? Silvana, you're a cat person. Did you understand that one? Oh, Silvana probably she's on her way, right? Isaac, is Silvana on the Metrobus?
Silvana, what?
Is she on the Metrobus?
No,
So
I don't know. I just arrived to my apartment, but I think that she's in her house. She's at home.
Okay, no problem. Well, anyway, Jesse, you are a cat person too. Did you understand the joke?
Not really.
What part is the confusing part?
The word meat.
Exactly. Very good. That's the most important part.
Yes.
Meds. How do you call the aspirin, the paracetamol? What are those?
I am not sure, but I suppose I don't know.
How do you
Medicine?
say medicine?
Right. Mhm.
Imagine a contraction. No, not a contraction. Not a contraction. An abbreviation for medicine.
Mm.
What do you get?
I guess that's meds.
Exactly. If you go to, let's Google.
Okay.
Right.
I got,
Right.
yes, I got med. Yeah, ready.
You understand meds.
Yes.
Mhm. 5 common cat medications.
Okay.
Now the interesting part is, what's the name of the second part? The final part of a joke, the part that is usually the bomb, is called I don't remember. Let's call it resolution because I don't remember the name of it. She says, the punchline. The name is punchline. Her punchline is,
Last night. Don't ask me how.
don't ask meow. What's the joke?
That she is a cat.
She became, yes. Is,
Or
what is the word transformation? Because he's not is. Well, what's the word for transformation? Can you repeat?
become a cat.
Present become past?
Became.
Exactly. Good
Became a
job.
cat.
She became a cat because she's saying, don't ask me how. But last week, we saw that the letter H sometimes disappears. When you say her, sometimes sounds When you say him, sometimes it sounds M. And when you say meow, you sometimes can say meow. Don't ask meow.
Okay.
That's the joke on the second one. If you understand the joke, react with a laughing face. If you don't understand the joke, react with any other. Good. Good. That's the way comedy works here. What is necessary, do you think, to understand the joke then? What are the challenges that we are facing in this moment?
Maybe vocabulary and pronunciation.
Exactly. What do you need to understand the joke? Vocabulary, I agree with you. A wide variety of vocabulary. Good pronunciation. Phonetic knowledge. What else do you think we need?
Can you repeat, teacher?
What else do you need to understand a joke? Apart from vocabulary, good pronunciation, and phonetic language knowledge.
Context.
Context. I like that. Probably a person who has never gotten a cat, that has never had a cat, won't understand this joke because they don't have the experience of actually giving medicine to a cat. That can affect the understanding. In the part of the stationary, for example, if you don't understand what stationary means, then of course it's going to be a challenge to understand this joke. So yes, it's context, it's phonetic knowledge, it's vocabulary, it's good pronunciation. So that's the reason we need to understand all of it. Now imagine I remove the subtitles and you only listen. What do you need in this case?
Comprehension.
Comprehension. I like it. What else? I would say more vocabulary. Two very important factors that we haven't covered, that we are not mentioning, and the ones that I want to focus on this week. Accents. They are not American. Did you hear them?
No.
Awesome. Let's listen again.
I accidentally took my cat's meds last night. Don't ask me how.
Nice. I've never heard that. That's really good. I was incredibly surprised when the stationery store moved.
Why is that?
There was no second line. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke. Wow, that joke was a real belter. I think we laughed first because she didn't get it. Genuinely.
What do you think?
Are they British?
Oh, yes, I guess. By their accent, I
Mm-hmm.
assume they are actually Scottish.
Okay, okay. They are near to.
Kind of near, exactly. That's
Yeah.
why they have a very different accent, and this is very different as the videos that we have seen in the past. Australia.
Okay.
It's a comedy house from Australia.
Well, then they are far from.
It's not that near as we heard. And Australian people are funny. They are really, really funny. I hear a couple of websites from Australia. One of my favorite podcasts is the Weekly Planet. It's a former teacher. He was a teacher in the past, but he decided to quit his job to pursue a career on YouTube. And he speaks about movies, TV shows, and things like that. And these guys are from Australia, and they're very funny. They're super, super funny. So I am used to listening to those accents because of that. That's something I need you to find. Something interesting that you like to listen to that is not from Mexico. So recommendation here you have for a laugh. They have a podcast, etc. You can listen to them. But the important thing is precisely talking to you about accent, because if you are going to do an exam that is going to be, for example, B2 first from Cambridge, and you have exposure and comprehension from America, the first 5 or 3 audios is going to be a challenge, and you experienced it some weeks ago. You had this a month ago. You had this experience. Tell me, what difficulties do you find when you hear a person from England talking fast? What kind of difficulties did you have on the exam, coming from an American perspective?
The accent?
The accent. What experience did you have, man?
The pronunciation of some words are too different from an American person.
Correct. Can you give me an example on any of the difficulties you found?
No, I don't remember one good example.
It's a hard one, right?
Yeah.
Who remembers a difference between American and English and British English?
Well, I know a difference.
You were gonna say water, right?
No.
Okay. So which
Well,
one?
what is one of them, but coworkers and workmates.
Oh yes, vocabulary. Co-worker is in America, and there they call them workmates. That's so true. Do you know the word guy? If you say, Isaac is a nice guy. You say in British, they say Isaac is a nice lad. And it's a
No, I
different.
didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No.
You're gonna know that about more. If you explore TikTok, I recommend you the lad Bible.
And I also know walkie-talkie versus radio.
Walkie-talkie versus radio. Interesting. Is walkie-talkie American or British?
Walkie-talkie is American.
It's American, right?
Mhm.
And then over there, they never say that. They say radio, literally.
Radio.
That's an interesting one. Because it's an American invention, actually. The name was totally American. Well, you are getting ready for the IELTS, you should be definitely listening to American people talking. This is a recommendation to you. The Last Bible in YouTube and on TikTok. Listen to them. They are super British. Really British.
If you don't ejaculate more than 21 times a month.
I was not expecting that. I was clicking any of them. Let's do something more friendly, more family friendly. What about this one?
This billionaire donated more than 99% of his wealth to help underprivileged kids go to university, and not many people have heard of him. Charles Feeney, known as Chuck, wanted to make a difference to the world before he died, secretly donating more than $8 billion to what he considered good causes. He kept around $2 million for his retirement in a small rented apartment in San Francisco, a massive amount for many of us, but a tiny fraction of his overall estate. Queen's University Belfast was one of the biggest beneficiaries of Mr. Feeney's grants, receiving a total of $132 million. The institute said this helped change the lives of its students, many of whom may not have been able to attend higher education without Chuck's donations and sponsorships. Countless other schools in Northern Ireland and the USA benefited from his generosity too. Chuck made his fortune as the co-founder of Duty Free Shoppers Group, a Hong Kong-based retailer of luxury travel products. He died in October 2023 at the age of 92 after succeeding in his goal of donating his wealth, leaving behind an unbelievable legacy of kindness that we need to see more of in the world. According to Forbes, no one has given away such riches while still alive. As Chuck himself said, I cannot think of a more personally rewarding and appropriate use of wealth than to give while one is living. Chuck Feeney, rest in peace. This
Good story. Good story. Did you hear their accent?
Yes, it sounds strong, no? Like strong accent.
Yeah. Yes. Good observation. You know why the perception is stronger? The letter T. Thanks to the letter T, you can actually feel a stronger way to speak and more pronounced like ch and t. That's why they sound like that. Contrary to an American person. An American person will not sound so strong. Good observation. What other observation do you have? Okay, for more ideas. I think we need more ideas. So let's go through a second video here. Attention.
Banana,
Banana.
Banana.
tomato,
Tomato.
Tomato.
water,
Water.
Water.
coffee,
Coffee.
Coffee.
dog,
Dog.
Dog.
shark,
Shark.
Shark.
zebra,
Zebra.
Zebra.
vase,
Vase.
Vase.
castle,
Castle.
Castle.
missile,
Missile.
Missile.
cookie,
Biscuit.
Biscuit.
candy,
Sweets.
Lollies.
sneakers,
Trainers.
Runners.
bell pepper,
Pepper.
Capsicum.
french fries,
Chips.
Hot chips.
pants,
Trousers.
Pants.
underwear,
Underpants.
Undies.
sweater,
Jumper.
Jumper.
flashlight,
Torch.
Torch.
check,
Check.
Check.
gray,
Grey.
Grey.
tire,
Tire.
Tire.
jewelry,
Jewelry.
Jewelry.
aluminum,
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
mustache,
Mustache.
Moustache.
airplane,
Aeroplane.
Aeroplane.
pajamas,
Pajamas.
Pajamas.
color,
Color.
Colour.
Observations.
It seems like the British and Australian accent
Mhm.
got influenced by Latin's Latin's pronunciation.
Oh yes, totally. There should have been a cultural exchange, a strange cultural exchange happening there that got very distant when the British dominated America when they came back here. So technically, it's a combination of everything, and there is another class in the future where I explain that. There is a lot of very different combinations of cultures in English, but definitely the original ones are Scottish, British, and Australian. Those are the original ones. And of course, they were very near romantic locations, such as Italy, such as Portugal, Spain, and those places where Spanish was originated. So yes.
And know you what? Do you remember the example of walkie-talkie and radio?
Okay. Uh-huh.
I saw it in a video, and the explanation was that in British, the word has a meaning based on a Latin word. I mean the same word, radio.
Radio. Yes, of course.
And in, and in walkie-talkie, the version from America, it has a completely different origin.
Of course. Yes, actually, there's a TikTok of a guy saying, "What happens if the person who invented the walkie-talkie named other things?" And then you say, "How do you call a glass of water? Cookies Muchi." And how do you call a pillow? Sleepy Kiki. They were giving different names. They really, the name of walkie-talkie really sucks. Really bad name. You can actually walk and talk at the same time. So walkie-talkie, that's a very bad name. Radio is similar to a Latin word. And you know what? The oldest schools that exist in the planet are Oxford and another one that it was in Italy. I don't remember which one. Where great philosophers made books and everything, and they developed science. So the two most important and oldest universities in the history of the planet was one British and the other one was Italian. So that's the reason when science started emerging, science started being important, there was a lot of combination, and most of the writings and scientific terminology is very similar in Spanish and in English. Thanks to that, everything comes back to the origins of education. Actually, that's the reason only science terminology, medicine terminology, astronomy terminology is very similar in English and in Spanish. The rest, different. We're gonna see that later, etymology. That's gonna help you like have a wider vision on it. But yeah, that's the first part. Let me give a moment to Jessie because she's in the chat. Hello, Jess. Good night.
Hello, teacher. Good night. Good night, class. I will take attendance, please. Is here Christian? Hello, Christian. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Christian. Jessie, hello, Jessie. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Thank you, Jessie. Denise, hello, Denise. Good night.
Hello, Jessie. Good night.
Thank you, Denise. Isaac, hello, Isaac. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Thank you, Isaac. Sylvie is there?
No, she was here, but she had
Okay.
some troubles with her internet.
It's okay. No, thank you, Isaac. And thank you, everyone. Have a good night. And we will
You too,
see you
lady.
tomorrow.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, teacher. Thank you.
So yeah, that's basically pretty much in a nutshell what happened with language. We're going to talk about more about that, but something important I need you to take from this class are two very important things. Number one, the rest of this week we are going to analyze the differences between one language and another, so you can decide which one you are going to mimic. The best way to learn a good pronunciation is to start mimicking and emphasizing one of them. So it depends on your goals. If you want to have a better conversation with an American person at your work, then your goal is to speak like an American, try to study them. If you are trying to pass an IELTS or a Cambridge test, focus on the way British and Australian people talk. And then decide how many hours of your day you are going to dedicate on listening to those people. So actively open up podcasts, listen to them, replace La Cotorrisa and start using English code podcasts. Stop listening to leyendas legendarias and start listening to any other guy who is helping you practice your English. That is really good, really, really good for your listening. Okay, that's part of the habit. One part is vocabulary, that's Duolingo. The second part is actively listening to English people. So this week, your mission on Friday, everybody must find a podcast in the target accent that you selected. Okay? That's the goal. Let me put that over here. This Friday, everyone should have already selected a target accent and found a podcast of interest in the target, in the selected accent. The one you like, the one you prefer the most, the one that is going to help you with your objectives. Do you have any questions?
No.
Awesome. So you have homework. Start exploring Spotify, YouTube, find people, find YouTubers, find anyone that you want to listen to. It must be a topic that you like, not something another person recommended. It's something you personally like. That's your homework for Friday. Meanwhile, tomorrow we talk about vocabulary, the differences between one and another. Have a very nice day. Night. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, have a good day. Bye-bye.